The idea for the documentary started when I was videotaping patients, and I wanted to find out over time how the patients got referred, how their illness progressed, whether they healed or not. And so I felt that there was a need to start viewing things the way that we live it, that is longitudinally. And snapshots didn't work anymore. I wanted to trace it over time.
This documentary is going to have a huge impact. We talk about the psychosocial factors of this diagnosis, right, and how this plays into people's mindset. And let's face it, any cancer diagnosis is going to make an individual's head spin. You're going to go places that you don't want to go. But this documentary can be healing. It can be empowering.
Tammy and I met over 20 years ago, I think it was, when she was enrolled as a graduate student here. The work that she's done in Courage Through Cancer is, of course, monumental and extremely important. As a cancer patient, she can speak with authority in ways about these matters that we cannot. And when she and I first talked about this documentary film, perhaps it wasn't a coincidence that her doctor, Dr. Ann Wallace, is the head of the Comprehensive Breast Health Center that we worked with for this film.
It was very interesting watching this documentary because it made me feel the feels that I had not had before. There was somebody else going through this, and I realized that person is me. That person is me. And we went through a very similar path together.
The patient in our video is named Noelle, and she is a behavioral therapist in San Diego. She and her husband were both asked at the same time if they would be willing to basically have their lives documented over time. And they overwhelmingly and almost immediately said yes, because they recognized the power of communication. And that if their communication in their own relationships, their own marriage, in their family, and with the medical team could be documented, it could provide a good set of examples for others to follow about quality communication.
Cancer is sometimes a secret to people who have never been through it, and while we know that it affects so many people, there are a lot of people who are not personally impacted by it. And this documentary opens up a whole new set of information to people who might be dealing with this for the first time.
The better the communication around cancer, their fears are minimized, their hopes are optimized, and their uncertainties are reduced. And if you don't have quality communication, you do become more fearful. You are less hopeful, and you are more vulnerable to despair.
Your takeaway from watching this could certainly pave the trajectory of how you walk through your cancer journey. And I would highly recommend that this documentary be shown as much as it can to get out there to empower people who are faced with this, horrendous diagnosis.